Hello, everybody. Right, it wasn't working, so we're hoping that it's now working. So do let me know if you can see us. If you've just joined us, please let me know. That would be great. We're organised as ever. We've got a show for you this evening, all about gemstone minerals and specimens, and a little bit of a chat about crystallography, which I'm not sure anybody wants to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So let's hope everybody comes in and it was all working. Is it working on your end, Angela? Hi, Jackie. Oh, Jackie can see me and Beverly can see me. I've got one YouTube and one Facebook, so that's good. I know it's all working. Thank you very much, ladies. Are you ready for minerals and specimens, ladies? Are you prepared? Yes. Polly's in. This is proper Jemmy goodness. This is Polly. This is like education been in a lesson. So poor Angela just has to sit quietly. Time to have your tea, Angela, before I get going. Hi Tony, hi Nigel and Coral, and hi, and oh yes, Beverly says I've got Angela in my ear this evening, and I've got Polly here as well helping out. So we're the dream team. We're all in today, so it's all good. Hi Barbara, how are you doing? We'll just give everyone a chance to rock in, and then we're going to talk about crystals and minerals, really. So we've got a whole selection of minerals for you, mineral specimens, which we've never really done before. So we're going to see how that goes. And then I might have some baby pendants at the end before the price goes sky high on them. I haven't decided whether I'm going to play them or not, but we might do that as well. We'll see how we do for time and enthusiasm. Let's go for that. If you all buy lots of gemstones, I'll feel enthusiastic. And if you don't, I'll think, no, I've had enough now. I want to go home. So it's over to you guys. Hi, April. How are you doing? Hi, Jill. Oh, no, Jill. What's the matter? There's so many people with a cold. It's just unreal. Yeah, I think half the country's sick. Yeah, everyone's sick. Are you sick? Yeah. You've got a cold?
Yeah, I was like,
no.
Like,
you don't look like you've got a cold, Polly. Polly's very tough. She's like super tough.
No, not too bad.
Not as dead today. Yeah, exactly. Just moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Any herkies? Do you know there are Herky McQuarts in there? There is Jack Mac. What a cool name. So yes, all good. So there's all sorts of different things, and I plan to tell you a little bit about crystallography, and then we'll go into the specimens and minerals, and they're priced the price points go across the board. So you're looking from in the hundreds down to more affordable pricing. That just depends completely on the crystal of the specimen that you're looking to purchase. So that's quite exciting. I've got some alexandrite, but I don't unfortunately have the right torch to get it to change colour. So that's gone really well. I know I've hunted for it high and low, but it's not in there, is it? No, I don't know where it is. So we'll show it to you anyway. It's exciting. How crystals differ to gems? Oh, we can discuss that actually. That's quite an interesting one. Only here till 7:15. Then we have to go out. Nigel said, "Going out on a Thursday, Nigel. What's the matter with you?
You're going out.
You're going out. You put any glad rags on?" Fibro. Oh, that's horrible. I hope you feel better soon, Jill. Gemstones will help. That's what I find. If you're having a bad day, there's always gemstones to look at. That's it. Right. I've missed you, James says. Thanks, James. Have you not been with me? You've had a few weeks off? Oh, it's Jackie Toth, Jack Mac. I'll try and remember that. Yes, well, James doesn't like the beads and cabs because he's not a jeweler. So, so we try and mix it up as best we can. We're trying really hard to make sure we get a little bit of everything in. But my draw is beads and cabs, so it does end up back there eventually. So it's all good stuff, but it's all good, right? Okay, I think we're going to crack on because we've got a good number in, and we're going to start off with a little bit of a lesson in crystallography. Now, I'm going to just quickly introduce myself. I'm sure most of you know who I am and what we do here, but I'm going to introduce myself so that you know why I'm telling you about the crystals, really. So my name's Marie Chalmers. I am a gemologist, which sounds like I have an addiction, but I possibly do, but I don't admit to it. So I might have a slight addiction to gemstones, but that's fine because I turned it into a career and I now buy them for a business, not for my own personal use. So that's the route to do it. That's the route to make it work. So I'm a gemologist. I've been a gemologist for over 20 years, possibly 25 years. I know, but I can't admit that. And I'm also a qualified fine goldsmith, but I'm rubbish at that. because really at heart, I am a gemologist. So when you study gemology, you learn all about the science of the gems. So the gemstones are fascinating. They're created by the earth, and it's a very, very scientific topic. And I think a lot of people undertake it thinking it'll be really easy, or just do a quick gemology course, and then they drop out immediately because it's really, really difficult. And now I'm not a scientist. I was rubbish at science at school. I was rubbish at most things at school, to be honest. But I decided that I had a passion for gemstones, and I do absolutely feel that if you have a passion for something, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, how much they tell you can't do it. If you are passionate about something and you try really hard, you can do it. That's how it works. That's how the brain works. It will learn what it wants to learn. It will be harder than for a highly, highly intelligent person, but it is possible. You can achieve anything that you want to achieve. So my brief journey was, I was told at school that I was too stupid to study geography, which meant I was too stupid to study geology, and there was no such thing as gemology anyway. So that went well for them. Here I are as a gemologist, and I can tell you right now, I'm not stupid. They were wrong. So don't always listen to the wisdom given to you by careers advisors. Although I'm sure these days they might actually be qualified in something. But in my days, she then went on to run a shop, or a clothes shop or something nothing to do with careers advice. So yes, so I became a gemologist. I studied at Birmingham University and attended the School of Jewelry in Birmingham, and became a gemologist and also a diamond specialist. I then took a job in gemstones, which was at the time particularly, well, probably now as well, very difficult to find. So I started off my life as a gemstone administrator, and they sat me behind a desk, and I had to sort all the little faceted gemstones into sets and pairs, and we would import them from all over the world. And then my job was to check the orders coming in, to make sure they were what they said they were, to match them all up. And then like some of the supplies that you use now for your colored gemstones, if you're using faceted gemstones, there's someone sitting behind the scene going, oh, Tracy's ordered 2-3 millimeter rubies, and it was me who had to make sure that they would look all right in a pair of earrings. So part of that job was also being a runner, so which is Polly's job now, strangely enough, being a runner around the jewelry quarters. So my boss promptly learned that sitting me didn't really work out because I talk too much, distract everybody else. So the best thing to do was to send me out delivering the items. So I was the runner, and I used to visit all the manufacturers and drop off all the gemstones. And we would talk masses of gemstones. So some of our customers would order 20,000 7x5 oval sapphires, or someone might order a pair of rubies. So you get a massive variation in customer, but it meant I created a huge network, because I would, of course, go and distract them instead of distracting my own office and chatter to them. So that's how my career started. I then went on to be one of the largest diamond buyers in the world, and I was a diamond buyer for the Signet Group, which is H. Samuels, Ernest Jones, and Leslie Davis. And that was a great fun job. Sorry about my next door neighbour there. We don't know what he does. He moves the furniture every Thursday. Then from there, I worked for Birmingham Assay Office, which is the largest assay office in the world, and did some fun stuff there. I have, what else have I done? Oh, I've done 7 years of diamond recycling. I was a diamond broker. Sorry, I was a diamond broker for lots of years. I've missed that part. I've lived and trained all over the world. So I did all my diamond training in India and in Antwerp, in the two really big capitals in the world for diamonds, and then was sent all over the world trading diamonds. So I've had this amazing, unusual career. 7 years recycling diamonds, was absolutely fab as well. And then went on to gemstone buying for a shopping television channel, and then decided that I found this absolutely incredible community, and that I was going to just try it myself. So by that point, I've been self-employed for about 15 years, I think, and had built up a really good consultancy company. But I thought, you know what, these people are so lovely. Let's see if we can do it. So I created Chalmers Gems, and Chalmers Gems has been going for 5.5 years. And we sell all sorts of different gemstones. So these days we sell mostly gemstones to jewelry makers, so beads and cabochons. But we do dabble in the world of crystals, and I'll come back to the question about crystals later on, and things like minerals and anything gemmy that comes our way. That's what we do. I can't resist a gem, and I like like to bring you all the deals that we get offered. And we just make everything fit. So anything gemmy we'll make fit. We've done things like we've traveled out to India to the largest manufacturer of findings and did a live show from there. We've been out to mines, we've taken you to pearl farms, we've done everything over the years. And one of the important parts of Chalmers Gems is that we travel all over the world and we take the audience with us using the magic of social media. So we take you out and you see behind the scenes of where we are and how I actually go about doing the buying, and then we live sell from all over the world as well. So we're a little bit different as a business, and it's an unusual way to purchase your gemstones, but it means that you can see them live. So this is a live stream. If you say hello to me, I'll say hello back, and you can actually look at them in a live environment. And although, as you can see, the lighting is very tricky, it's not ever 100%. We would never do anything dishonest. So, and I'm sure our customers would back that. So sometimes the lighting's a bit out, and I tell you it's much better color than you can see there, or it's a much worse color than it's showing. So we'll always give you the honest truth. And so by traveling all over the world, it means that we can check our supply chain. So we responsibly source all of our gemstones. And as I said, I've been doing this for an awfully long time. So parts of my jobs, especially in the big companies that I work for, has been to make sure that everything is responsible when we go over there, that they've got the suppliers that you're using are working to the correct ethics and morals of the business. So when we go over there, we do factory visits, we go out and we check working conditions. We have lots of conversations about little things actually that are important to me, like how much holiday the teams get there, and what their maternity packages are, and things that here in the UK we kind of take for granted. Actually, they're not the same in the rest of the world. So little things like that, just to make sure that everyone's being treated fairly. So here we do responsibly sourced, fabulous gemstones. I think that just sums us up really. So if you've got any questions about gemstones, then do let me know, and just pop them into the comments. Now, if you wish to purchase anything, all you have to do is type the code of the item into the comments. So each item will have its very own code, and just pop that into the comments, and then you just press the send button, and if I call out your name, that is your item. That's how easy it is. So do say hi. They've got loads of highs now that I haven't missed everybody. Hi Tracy, hi Candy, how are you doing? Hi Tara, hi Catherine and Carol, and Nikki, and Rachel. And if you're a new customer, do say hello. Don't just sit there quietly watching us. Don't leave us just sitting here talking at a screen. We like to interact. We're very, very chatty. So the reason I've told you all of that is so that you know that I'm actually able to give you some information about gemstones. There's a lot of people out there who sell gemstones who don't actually know an awful lot about them. Never leave the country, never do anything. They just buy the gemstones and then sell them on, which is great. And you've got to make a living. So I think lots of people are more than entitled to do that. But if you'd like to ask a question from a gemologist, this is your opportunity to do that. And today we're going down a slightly different stance. And this is really one of the reasons that I fell in love with gemstones. So when I was studying for my A levels, which by the way weren't geography and geology, they were, I can't remember what they were, business studies and classical civilization, which I don't remember any of. I know, that's fancy, isn't it?
I don't know what classical civilization is.
Nor do I. It was kind of Greek mythology.
Oh, okay.
And
nice.
Nothing of use, to be honest. But anyway, it was a box ticked. But in my break times, I used to sketch the minerals out the book. And I'm quite good at art, actually. I'm quite good at drawing. And so I'd sit and sketch all the minerals. But anyway, before that, I find gemstones in their natural form absolutely fascinating. Hi, Julian. Hi, Bridget. And how they grow and how nature creates them is definitely one of the reasons that I became a gemologist. It's the nature that really, really intrigues me. And I'm sure if I hadn't become a gemologist, I think my next route possibly would have gone horology, which is watchmaking. But other than that, I probably would have gone for something like botanics or something which, again, led back to nature, because that's definitely where my draw is. It's how nature creates things. So what we're going to show you today is the specimens of the minerals and the gemstones that and how the world has created them. And the price of these things is very dependent on the quality, on the form of the gemstone, and all of these really, really crucial parts about the gemstone. So it's quite interesting. And when we're a gemologist, we have to be able to identify a rough gemstone and a faceted gemstone, so or any gem material that you give us, really. So you are taught what a gemstone looks like in its rough form. Now, quite often they show you a version in the ideal world. This is what it would look like. It's not very often I come across those, because I don't deal in very, very premium gemstones. We don't often see the most exquisite unless you go out to shows, and then I go into the mineral section and there are the perfect crystals, which is very exciting for me. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to run through them, and I'm going to explain a little bit about the crystallography. So let me start. I've got my notes, because you know what I'm like, and I've got my book, and this is the book that we recommend, which is Gemstones of the World by Walter Schumann. You can get this book on Amazon. There's no point in me selling it to you. Nobody can compete against Amazon. There is another edition. I don't think it is this color anymore. I think it's black, the cover now. There's a later edition than this one. I'm just going to hold it there, because I know everyone's going to ask me in a minute what it's called again. But this is a really good sciencey, but not too sciencey, overview of the gemstones, and it kind of breaks down each gemstone and gives you a little bit of information about each one, but not too much information. Most of the gemology books that we use as gemologists wouldn't make a lot of sense to anyone else, because it is the science of the gemstone. Gemology is the study of the science. But in here, it gives me brilliant breakdown of the crystals. So absolutely amazing. So one of the questions I was asked right at the beginning of the live is, what is the difference between a gemstone and a crystal? So this is something that is a slight bugbear to me. And if Emily were watching, who's our marketing manager, she would know how many times I pull the word crystal out of the marketing, because there is a crystal market and a gemstone market in my mind. They're two very separate things. So the things that today are classed of the world of crystals would be things like these slices of agate, these carvings, things like that. That lives in the crystal world, and that world feeds the crystal healers, the people who are interested in those types of gemstones. If you want a piece of something in your house, that kind of world, and the crystal shops that you find in lots of little towns that are dealing with people not only from crystal healing through to mediums, psychics, and it's about the properties of the gemstone and them using those in a holistic way usually. So those are the crystals that we would sell. So in my mind, that is a crystal, but we call the gemstones, when they grow in nature, crystals. So there is a definite confusion here. So the crystals that I'm going to show you are actually perfect gem specimens. So, and we would class those as crystals. So until I came into this world, I had no idea that these were not the gemstones that I knew them to be, but actually a totally different industry, really. So there's very little, there was very little crossover. So when you study gemology, I was very unaware of this entire crystal world that goes on in the side, because I was studying gemology for use in gemstones used in jewelry, so extremely high quality gemstones, and I worked in the luxury industry for many years. So this industry was not I was not really aware of it. And then when I moved over into the colored stone and started Chalmers Gems, this world is also really cool, because the stuff they do with the gemstones is so cool, like carving them into skulls. And it also uses the material that wouldn't necessarily be used by the luxury industry. So when they're mining, let's pick on which gemstone should I pick on? Let's pick on a ruby, for example. So when they're mining a ruby, so they are looking for the exceptional rubies that go into the jewelry you see on the high street. But actually, for a business like Chalmers Gems, it means that they will then can now create cabochons and beads and the crystal side from that material, the commercial stuff that isn't going to make it into the Bonhams and the Cartier and all of the high ends and the graphs. It's not going to make it, but it means that it's not going to waste, because a lot of that material can be stabilized and it can be used in an affordable way. And you can still have ruby, but you don't have to pay, you know, £20,000 for a ruby from Bond Street. You can actually find ruby in a more affordable way. So it's quite nice, because I think it uses everything that we mine, and there's very little wastage in the jewelry trade anyway. So it ticks my box of being ethical. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Hi, Yvonne. Everyone's got the book. Hi, Karen. It's all good. I can see you, Nikki. Don't worry, I can see you. So I'd say that's the difference. So the crystals that when I talk about a crystal, we talk about a specimen of a gemstone, whereas the crystal world talks about crystals as an umbrella term for a commercial gemstone, which is being put into a totally separate marketplace. I'm not sure that made sense, but fingers crossed that it did. It did. Yes. Thank you very much, Polly. So that's the two versions. So I'm going to start you right from the beginning of how the world creates the gemstones. So the world creates the gemstones by different chemicals being present as they are within the earth. So if you think of the earth itself, it's got the crust on the outside. So if you did your school geography any time in the last any memorable time in your life, then you remember that the earth has got the crust on the outside, it's got the mantle, and it's got a core. You don't have to remember the rest. Polly's looking confused. I'm sure you learned that at school. Yes. So they're still teaching that. Jolly good. Yes. So you're looking at gemstones can be created within the earth very deeply, like diamonds create very, very deep within the earth, right up to the surface of the earth. And things like, of course, your pearls and your amber actually created and you jet on top of the earth. So there's a whole mix, but they are created by the earth. That's generally how it works. So these are natural gem materials. It's dependent what is created on the chemicals being present. So I always think of it a little bit like making cakes. I'm quite a baker myself. I like to bake. And you've got to have certain ingredients to create certain gemstones. So if the correct ingredients are in the right location, you then need to have the right heats and pressures, like putting it in the oven. So it has to have the right heat and pressure in that environment to create that gemstone, which is why sometimes you'll get a gemstone that has the same chemical composition as another gemstone. So if we take quartz, for example, this is a silica, so you've got your quartz, and then if you add in some other chemicals, you've got your amethyst, your citrine, your rose quartz, and it's all about the conditions and the chemicals and the elements that are present in the material as it's growing as to what it creates. So just like baking, so if you don't put the right thing in, it's not going to come out quite right. And these are located all over the world, and some of the poorest places in the world sit on top of gemstones, and that actually creates support for those communities that otherwise wouldn't have any way of funding themselves. So in my mind, the jewelry and gemstone industry and the crystal industry are very important to the world, because it is a natural resource that we were able to access that supports some of the poorer communities in the world. Of course, it also supports some of the not so poor communities in the world. But in my mind, it's nice to think that we're doing something that is supporting communities all over the world. So you might get a gemstone that is grown only in one location, like tanzanite, for example. And if you ever went down the rabbit hole of tanzanite, you would discover that's because of the geological formations in Tanzania are totally unique. And you're not going to be able to find tanzanite anywhere else in the world. Even if you've got the same chemicals of zoisite, you wouldn't get tanzanite anywhere else in the world, so they believe, because of the geological conditions. So it's quite interesting. In fact, it's not quite interesting. It's absolutely blinking fascinating if you like gemstones like I do. So we're going to talk about the formation of the gemstones. So nearly all minerals will grow in a particular form, and that means that they grow in very specific shapes. Now, of course, I have not set up my extra camera, so let me try and do that a second, because I can show you the inside of this book, which will be most helpful, I'm sure. Let me just do that 1 second. And then we'll come back here. So there's 7 crystal systems in which the majority of minerals will grow in, and we can identify the gemstones by looking at the shape in which they grow. So this is in a very ideal world, and not all gemstones, unfortunately, actually come out in the perfect shape that we would like them to, but they will grow within this particular shape. So their structure is that of this particular shape of material. And as a gemologist, you can give us a crystal, a gemstone specimen, and we will look and analyze its shape and to be able to identify it in a really lucky world, very simply just by its shape. So if you just think for a second about quartz, apophyllite and topaz. So 3 gemstones that I am plugged in, thank you, Jill, that you know about. Quartz, apophyllite and topaz, 3 colorless gemstones. And how would I know which one's which? And that is due mostly to the shape of the crystal. Each 3 of those materials grows in a totally different way. So I've been taught how to identify which one is which. There are other factors, just for all of you out there who are going to go, it's not that simple. Unfortunately, it's not that simple, but the shape of the crystal is really, really crucial. Let me try and get this up on my phone, and then that's not, I have plugged the phone in. We've done that. We've got new wires, but they don't reach. It's just like a joke, isn't it? But at least we thought to get new wires.
Yeah.
Give that a second while it just loads. Yes. Okay. Now it's going to make a noise. Even though I tell it not to beforehand, it does it every week. Let's turn this round. Okay, right. I'm just going to put you on the desk so you can see this. I'm going to bring up a second screen here, and you can see the inside of my book, because this is the interesting part. So as I said, minerals grow in 7 different crystal systems, the majority of the minerals, not all of the minerals. And that helps us to identify them. And you can see here that it's given you a breakdown of what they might look like. So in an ideal world, these are the perfect shapes that we would look for, but they actually have slightly different variations of those called habits. So we might get it in a different habit. So this is an octahedron. So if you think of pyrite, for example, sometimes we sell pyrite as a perfect cube. Fluorite is also a cubic gemstone, but it grows as a little octahedron. And sometimes you can see the little octahedrons on the top of the crystals. Diamond also grows in the cubic system. It typically grows as an octahedron. So although we would like them all to perfectly look like this, it's very unusual that they do, but it does give us a really good indication of what they might be. So there are 7 different systems, and it's about the lattice of the atoms that create the shape of the gemstone as it's growing. So, and it's really, really critical. So inside, it's the inner structure. So even if I got a piece of material like this is not, don't just pretend it's not rose quartz, because it's not the best example. But even if we got a piece of rough material that's not identifiable by its shape, we would also be able to identify it using other methods. So if it doesn't grow exactly into one of these shapes, and we're not being able to use that as an identifying feature, we will have other methods that we can use. That was rose quartz. That actually does grow. Quartz grows in the trigonal crystal system, even though it grows in a hexagonal way, just to confuse us all. And rose quartz is what we class as massive, and inside that rose quartz has millions of interlocking tiny crystals. And what that means, and if we got a very high powered microscope, you would see that, but you would need a very high powered microscope. But what that means is rose quartz is actually really tough, because all the crystals inside all are locked together like that. So if you whack it, it's really tough, whereas if you whacked quartz, it would be weaker than rose quartz, because it is one single crystal. So you get your 7 crystal systems, and then we then know which gemstone falls in within each one of those crystal systems. And that's the lattice here of the quartz. So it's all about the internal structure as much as anything else, but that gives you a really good idea. So when we're going to look at the crystals in a moment, then you'll see that they all grow a little bit differently. If there's any that we want to know the crystal system using this fabulous book, we can always look up what the crystal system is, and it tells us here the crystal system of aquamarine is hexagonal. And interestingly, aquamarine crystals grow in a long thin crystal like this, and when we look down it down the C-axis, axis, which is this straight axis, we'll see it's a hexagonal shape. So it's fascinating. Right, I've given you that little bit of basis. If you've got any questions, because I know it is actually a very complex topic, so I'm giving you a very brief overview, but if you've got any questions, pop them in. If not, we're going to move on to the crystals and minerals, and you'll be able to ask any questions as you go about those gemstones. So just ask. That's all I can say, because I don't know exactly what it is that would be interesting to know and what is not interesting to know, and just me getting overexcited. And here, this is so cute. So that's all I'm going to do all night. It's so, I mean, to me, the rough form of the gemstones is just absolutely insane. When you think about nature, it's just insane. These are just gorgeous. How many crystal minerals have metals in their makeup? Oh, James, I don't know the answer to that. There are metals in the metal is an element, so it's present in very many gemstones and minerals, very many. I don't know how many, I'm afraid, but lots and lots of gemstones contain metal in their makeup. Yes, because there are repetitive elements that you see over and over again throughout the gemstones, and so iron, for example, is commonly found in very many gemstones. So I'd say lots, but I can't give you a number, I'm afraid. And lots of the gemstones and minerals in here are minerals. Now, there are only actually officially 60 minerals that are gemstones. The rest are minerals, right? So I'm not a mineralogist. I'm a gemologist. So I know about the 60 gemstones. So within here will be minerals that I don't know a lot about. So, and I'm not going to fake it till I make it. That is not my personality. Like I've just said to James, if I don't know the answer, I will clearly tell you that I don't know the answer. We can go away and find the answer for you if you want to know the answer, but I won't be telling you any mistruths intentionally, for sure. So right, I'm going to pop this here because this is it. So this is the beginning. So if you wish to make any purchases, each item will have its own code. Lots of the gemstones are individual pieces, so just keep that in mind. They're all individual, but this first one is not. I think, have I got 20 of these? It's all right. Polly's already checked. Thank you. So hi, Chris Chaplin. These are little tiny topaz crystals from Mexico, which was sold to me the other day by the fossil expert, actually, who collected them. And oh my goodness, aren't they just the cutest little crystals? Absolutely beautiful. So they're tiny, but I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. Tiny little perfect crystals from Mexico. So this is the one that I decided to start with because there's 20, and most of the gemstones here this evening, there's only one of each one. But with there being 20 and they're affordable, I thought we'd give it a go. But you can see, so if you're thinking of my crystallography there, it's all about the angles of the things like the terminations, the faces, and you'll see that when we look at each one of these little topaz crystals, they all look the same, don't they? All look like pencils, don't they, these ones? But it's actually all those angles, if you were to measure them, would be the same. So they are all the same. Right, everybody ready with this one, because this one is just the cutest one. 1RV is your code for the topaz specimens, and as I said, they're only little. Look, so if I put them on my hand, they're probably even about 15 to 20 millimeters, so they're just little specimens, the sort of stuff that we have, that I keep on my desk, and I give Lisa one to keep on her desk, and then we've got a whole collection of weirdy little bits of gemstone everywhere. So yes, I don't know what everyone else does with them. I just collect them up. They just all live on the desk, really. So yeah, I've got lots of bids on there, so I think they're probably already sold out. I'll run through the names. I'll just give Angela a head start while we have a look at the tiny minerals in here.
Is that our aim to get the sellouts?
Yeah, we're trying to get the sellouts in straight away for you, Polly. Polly's very excited by sellouts, so that's it. Look at this. They're just so cute. And just also, when we're looking at this, just imagine how these are not going to be able to be cut into a faceted stone. So faceted gemstones, you know, they do carry a high price because the amount of material that you're able to facet is very minimal from what comes out of the world. So absolutely beautiful. Christine says, after seeing the specimens and gems at the Natural History Museum, was amazing. I went today. Oh, Christine, it is absolutely, isn't it lovely in the gemstone specimen? I think there's a bit of repetition in there, and there's a lot of brown minerals, isn't there, in there? But it is absolutely fascinating. I was lucky as a student. We got a tour behind the scenes by the curator of the gemstones and mineral section, which was brilliant. With my Greek friend Teresa, we went for a day, and just the two of us got to root through all the drawers and quiz him, and yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, look, they're so cute. Right, okay. Let me start from the top, because I have to get your YouTubes in as well, Angela. So my first bidder was Nigel Limming, Emma Cartwright, Tony Davis, Carol Wilson, Cheryl Savaker, Rachel Cube, Karen Atkinson, Jack Mack, which is Jackie Toth, if that helps you. Toth, T-O-T-H. I'll call her Jackie Toth from now on. Yvonne Vickers, Jackie Robson, Kay Hepwood, FK. I'm not sure. Can you put your name in from YouTube, FK, please? Because I can't remember your name. Sorry. Lovely. I have 2 children who live next door and buy things for them. I've converted them into gemstone lovers, Emma says. Good for you. How many have we got left?
I've got 7. Wait, no.
7 left, Polly reckons.
No.
See what Angela says.
No,
7. Yeah, it is
right.
right. Yeah, you're right. I've got 7 left, people.
I was counting how many were done, and I was like,
oh, 2 for Emma Cartwright. So 6, is it? Anyway. Oh, that includes that. So there was 2 for Emma. So there's still 7 left. 1 RV, £8.50. Honestly, these are just the cutest. So if you want to add them in. So Jane said you need a curiosity cupboard. I do need a curiosity cupboard. Oh, that's what I'm going to create, definitely. 1 RV, £8.50. Tiny, tiny, tiny topaz crystals.
Cute.
They are so cute, aren't they? Wait a minute, I can't see. Sorry, because I took the code away because I thought they'd sold out. 1 for Beverly Jackson.
I feel like I'd make a game of like hiding them, like a gemmy person would find.
Oh yeah, well we'd find anything
like,
shiny.
Yeah.
Definitely. Another one for Emma, please.
You've got a gemmy friend, just hide it somewhere.
Just
they'll
hide
find
it. They'll see it. Look at that.
See it
Look
when
at
they're
that
having
crystal.
a bad day.
Absolutely. Look at the crystal there. That's a really long crystal. Anyone else? 1 RV, £8.50, or I'm going to come back to them at the end because you can't not sell out on those. They're just too cute to miss. Very, very cute. 1 for Carol Collins.
5 left.
5 left. Let's keep them. Let's keep them for ourselves. Right, okay. 1 for Jill Horton, please. Right. The next one is Sterilite, which is from Russia, and it grows in this amazing cross. It's also known as a fairy stone. Yes, they're untreated. That this is just how they come out in nature. So I don't think any of these will be treated today. I'll tell you if they are, but yes, this is just how they come out in nature. So this is a one-off piece. It's called Fairy Stone. I do have the tickets here, which I'll show you so that you're going to get this ticket with it where there is a ticket. And this is in Russia. That's its chemical composition there, and that is called Fairy Stone. That's a one-off piece, 2 IK. Again, could be set into a piece of jewelry, but incredible that nature makes them and they grow as crosses. Are topaz brown untreated? I just answered that, Beverly, but they do come in other colours. So untreated, it can come in all sorts of different colours. Jackie Robson's taken that one. Thank you very much. We're now on to some tanzanite crystals, and these are across different price points. Now, tanzanite is a very, very popular material. As I'm sure you know, it's one of the most valuable gemstones. It's rare. It's only one location, so you find it in one location in Tanzania. And these are gorgeous versions of the tanzanite crystal formation. Let's have a look here. So this one is tanzanite crystal, and it is from Tanzania. Its code is 3EX, £52 for this particular crystal. Let me just look up its crystal system. I can't remember all the crystal systems. I did have to remember them for my gemology exam back in the day. Nowadays, they can take a book in that tells them. But you had to memorize them all. Tanzanite, 160. Tanzanite. Crystal system, orthorhombic. Not a lot of gemstones come into the orthorhombic system. Emma Cartwright would like number 3, please. That's gone to you, Emma. Thank you. And the great thing about Tanzanite, here's another one. We've got another one here. I'm just going to pull it out of there so you can see it. This one's quite slim, but it's what we class as trichroic, and it changes colour with orientation. So if you can see there that this is quite a slim crystal, now it looks extremely purple, and now it looks a pale purple. And if you actually look, trying to see if I've got my tweezers, I haven't, but I've got a pen. You can see here that I think, let's try and get it back in focus, trying to focus on the pen. In here, you'll see that the bottom of that crystal down here is purple, but the top obviously doesn't like my pen is blue, and that is one their trichroic colors. So it will show 3 different colors when we look at it with a dichroscope. But as you can see, it changes its color as you it's much darker in this particular orientation. A gorgeous piece, this one is 4Li, 52 pounds, also from Tanzania. It does come with a little card, 4Li, but gorgeous color variation there. And then you've got a lovely slither, a nice slither of Tanzanite, I think, where you can clearly see the change in colour direction. 4Li is your code there. I shall keep going through the others. Thank you. Next one. This is a very, very perfect crystal. Very perfect. So as a gemologist, this is the sort of thing that I would collect up. So it grows in the orthorhombic system, and you can see here the intensity of the purple. This is a very nice crystal. Really nice specimen. Now it's going into a less intense color, and again the intensity of that crystal, and the faces that we're looking at, which are the flat surfaces that grow on top of the crystal, absolutely perfect. This is a beauty, a true beauty, a collector's piece. This one is 5OT, 115 pounds. I also like the way that the inclusions kind of grow up into the inside in this particular piece. Oh, yeah. It is a stunner. This is what I would look for as a gemologist to show how to identify a Tanzanite. If you were teaching, you would use this this stone. That's its card again. Its code is 5OT, is 115 pounds, but it is an absolutely beautiful specimen. So you think when you get the changes in color in different orientations, like on this one, my screen's got stuck. Sorry, there we are. Think what the cutter is thinking. I don't know if Ken's in today. I'm sure he is, but we can't always see Ken, unfortunately. But the cutter will have to determine where he's going to cut, how he's going to cut and orientate that gemstone to get the best color out of it. So in this case, he would need to cut the gemstone looking down this way. So this would be the table of the gemstone. So this will be the top of the gemstone if he were to facet it, because if you were to cut it that way, you would get a much paler color. So there's lots of things to consider when you're cutting gemstones. Hi, Jane. How are you doing? 5OT for 115 pounds, that one. We'll move through them all as fast as we can. I think there's quite a few this evening. Now, this one is a lovely, large, chunky Tanzanite crystal, again with some beautiful faces, but actually bi-coloured. So can you see that it's much darker at the bottom than it is at the top? A really nice example of a bi-coloured Tanzanite crystal. And a nice chunky piece. This one is 6LX for 87.50. And if you're looking to make your specimens into jewelry, then this is a good chunky piece to make into jewelry, definitely, with that lovely face on it as well. I'm sure you could do something, but nice to find the bicolor. 6L6, £87.50 for that particular Tanzanite. And then the last one is the affordable ones. This one is number 7. I'm just seeing if you get one of these. Yes, and this is a small piece of crystal of Tanzanite rough, which is more affordable. So you can see that this hasn't grown with the perfect structure with the lovely faces, but it's still a nice piece. And if you're looking just to wire wrap it or put prong set it into a ring, something like that, this one is 7WC. They're £14.50 each, but I've only got 4 pieces available of the rough Tanzanite there. The little rough Tanzanite pieces, 7WC for £14.50, but a nice colour. And when you're looking at this commercial quality of tanzanite, and then that's what you're going to be focusing on. You're not needing to focus on the clarity of the piece. So with the 115-pound crystal, you could see it had clarity in the top of the crystal, because what you're looking for is the intensity of the color, so that you guys can make beautiful, stunning purpley blue pieces. I've got one for Cheryl Savaker, £14.50. You could put 2 in earrings. They're quite uniform in size. Nice little pieces there. How can you sell tanzanite if it's rough? How can you tell it's tanzanite? So those optical properties that I was talking about there are still there. So when we identify gemstone, we're not just looking at the crystal structure, as I've explained at the beginning. We're looking at many different factors of the crystal. So as a gemologist, the most important thing for you to do, and if there are any baby gemologists out there, this is really important because it gets missed out. Okay, it's one of those things that people forget to do. The most important thing to do is to look at the gemstone with your eye, to actually look at the gemstone. You'd be very surprised how many people, students in particular, will not look at the gemstone. They'll just move on to the tests, and they'll straight away go to the refractometer. They've not actually done their visual observations, which is really, really important. So as I was talking about, could I have all the tanzanites back, please? As I was talking about the tanzanite there, we're looking at that straight away. So that little rough piece of blue could be anything. I'm totally with you, FK. Could be absolutely anything. It could be sapphire, it could be glass, it could be all sorts of different things. But the things I'm looking for in tanzanite is that it has a nice luster. I've taken the camera away. Let me add it back in. So the luster is the reflection from the surface. So you can see there, it's quite shiny as a material. So it has a vitreous, which means glass-like luster, and lots of gemstones fall into that category, but it is quite a high, it's vitreous to slightly higher than vitreous, so it's quite a nice luster. So you're looking for that. You're straight away looking for the trichroism. So this color change that I'm showing you here, where it's going from the pale to the dark, that's really important. Glass won't do that. Only a natural gemstone will do that. I'm going to caveat that there are man-made materials that they can make do color change, but you wouldn't generally find them. So you're looking straight away for this change in color. You're looking for the luster. If these were sapphires, they'd actually be shinier. They'd be shinier than the tanzanite. So you straight away. Now look at that surface. So what initially I'm sure you looked at and just saw as little purple gemstones. Now you're looking for luster. You can see that when I bring it up to the camera, that one's not showing up very well in the light, but it is. You can see it is shiny. Okay, so it has got high luster. So it's something of interest. You can see even in this pale one that it's darker in this orientation than that orientation. So it has got a color variation within it. If we used a light, it would be much, much cleaner. I can also see this one particularly has got that crystal formation. So even though that looked like a little pebble to a layman, just compare it to the perfect crystal. Can you see it's the same shape? So all of these little key factors are really, really crucial to notice. And the more you work with gemstones and the more you start to observe them and pay attention to what you're seeing, you will start to notice these key facts. But for tanzanite, that is the identifying feature. It doesn't have any amazing inclusions that make me know it's tanzanite. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any of those properties. But lots, if we just look at this one and this one side by side, you can see that shape again. So you're looking for these sort of crucial points. Even the skinny one has got the same shape again. So it's, you know, all of these things, they're really important when you're identifying it. Obviously, I work in a job where I'm out on location all the time and being given something like those little tanzanite pieces and told that is that gemstone. And you have to have you have to be able to observe the identifying features much more so than a gemologist who works in a laboratory, for example, because they've got all the testing equipment. When I'm out and about on the road, I have me and a small pack of equipment I might be able to work with to try and get some sort of identifying features. But actually what you can tell from a gemstone or a non-gemstone by looking at it is really important. Emma says, I struggle with the fact it only comes from one mine. There must be others to discover. Oh, get on it, Emma, because you'll make us really rich. You discover them and I'll dig it up. How about that? So, no, Tanzania has really unusual geological properties. I've got a 7 for Carol Wilson, please. Really unusual geological properties. And so that is why they believe it is only in that location. I mean, Emma, I'm with you. You know, the millionaires from the Tanzanite mines, you're telling me they're not scouring the world for similar geological conditions, but they haven't found it yet, because you get zoisite in other countries. So is there a chance there's a bluey purple one, the zoisite out there somewhere else? Who knows? Watch this space. Right, so on to the next one. Let me put my stage back up. We have got here ruby and fuchsite. I should have brought where is my ultraviolet light? Oh, it's here. I did bring it. So ruby and fuchsite. This is ruby and fuchsite specimen. So you can see the green here is the fuchsite and the sparkly. So fuchsite is very sparkly, and then the red is ruby, and then that will fluoresce under ultraviolet light. So that's really cool. Yes, that's really cool. This particular specimen is 8SX for £12.50, and it's from India. Ruby and fuchsite, 8SX for £12.50. So that's just a lovely piece to own. And if you're into your building your tree of lives and that sort of thing, that's quite fun, isn't it? Because you've got actual ruby in there. So you could do it as a birthstone tree of life. 8SX, £12.50 for your ruby and fuchsite. And again, that's a gemstone that we see and we sell as cabochons, as beads. So to have it in its rough state is lovely to talk about. That one has gone to Jackie Robson. Thank you very much. We're now on to copper specimens. I love the formation of metals. Look at this. I'd love to find metal. Copper specimen. So these are quite heavy, and the gemstones generally are bought by weight. So there you are. 9EJ, £14.50. These definitely need to go in a curiosity cabinet. 9EJ. These are from Zambia, and that is copper specimen number 1. Interesting, particularly for children, don't you think? That would be an interesting one to own. But I think copper is said to have some unusual medicinal properties as well. So, but I'm not into the healing side of things. But I know that you can wear copper bangles. Jill Horton's taking copper. Thank you, number 9. This is a larger piece of copper. And this is just how it grows naturally. We've got silver later as well.
Ooh, I'm going to find that.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how I'm not sure you're going to find it unless you look it on your sheet. 10RR, £14.50 for your larger piece of copper.
I won't cheat. I'll try and find it in the specimen.
Polly's on the hunt now. I'm going to move past the copper. Next we have got, let me have a look, diaspore. So this is known in the marketplace as zoltanite, but I think that's possibly trademarked. It's from Turkey, and it does change colour, I think, but I haven't checked these, I must say. And like I said, I can't find the right light, which has been annoying me all day long, that I can't find the right torch. And why didn't I buy a torch? I need a torch that does all the different lights, really. Beautiful colour, though. Look at that. Nice and bright pink. So this is from Turkey. This is Turkish diaspore. You might have this in a piece of jewelry. 11RO for £14.50 for your zoltanite or diaspore. It's amazing how different the colour is, really, isn't it? If I actually light them up, it does come into a much better colour. 11RO. And I've got a very perfect specimen here of diaspore as well. Again, beautiful. Look at the luster on there. Let's put some light on it. I'll try not to turn Angela off in the process. There you are. Look at that. Gorgeous, isn't it? Amazing mineral. This one is 12GW, and that is £14.50. Number 11's gone to Christine. Thank you for the larger piece. 12GW. Lovely. Next up, we have got vanadinite. Vanadinite grows in a really cool way as well. 12 has gone to Jill Horton. You just missed out, Nigel. Sorry. Right, look at this. So vanadinite grows as little hexagons. It's extremely fragile. So I've gone for quite condensed pieces. We have brought this to you before in smaller pieces, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous specimen. It's come in this little box. It doesn't come in a plastic box, this one. But you can see there all the perfect hexagons, how it's formed as a cluster. Nice colour as well, your vanadinite. Looks like a toffee, Beverly says. So let's have a look at its information. It's from Morocco. This one is 13 NP for £44 for your vanadinite, but it is very, very fragile. If I pulled on it, these little crystals would come off. So we will be wrapping this extremely well. 13 NP, £44. And then I've got one more vanadinite. Come on, out come.
These ones are proper cool.
Sorry?
These ones, they catch your eye, don't they? Because they're like different to...
Yeah, really cool,
Yeah.
aren't they? So look at that,
They
a
stand out
giant
from the rest of them.
hexagon. And then little hexagons on there. The chunky piece of vanadinite. This one is 14NX, just £12.50 for that one.
Mm.
Yeah, the other one, Angela's saying this one looks a different colour. So this one is just slightly darker. So it's almost a dark red. They're actually an orange colour. I don't know why they're not coming out as orange. Let's see if I can move the light a bit.
I'm cheating and checking the sheet for the silver one.
Polly's still looking for silver. 14NX for your vanadinite specimen. Extremely high luster on vanadinite as well. It's a really cool mineral, that one. That one is just £12.50. Let's pop you back in there. Next, we've got demortierite. Now, we sell demortierite in beads and cabochons. Look, there it is in its rough state. It's also in my bracelet. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yes. So this is demortierite on quartz. So look at the beautiful blue. Sometimes sold as blue quartz. This is from Brazil with those lovely blue crystals. There. Gorgeous. This one is 15ZW 2450. Again, a sizable piece if you wanted to build on it, if you wanted to wire something onto it. 2450. It's really cool. And think about it from your beads and cabs situation. So if you are a jeweler and you use demortierite in your makes, then how, you know, look how little blue there is actually within the piece. So the mineral is growing with the quartz. So that's how difficult it is for them to cut those beads. 15ZW 2450.
It's so obvious now that I've like looked at the sheet and gone, it's that one. Obviously.
Well, he's now found the silver crystals. Right. A slightly smaller one. This one is 16 KK for 1250 for the demortierite in quartz. That's really cool. I do have a spodumene, I think. Christine, that won't be cheap. Right, what's this? Kimberlite. Kimberlite's very exciting as a mineral. So kimberlite is a mineral in which diamonds grow. So inside here could be a diamond and nobody knows. So that's an exciting smashing up session for you there. If your luck's in, there could be a massive diamond inside. So kimberlite pipes are typically where diamonds grow. They can grow in other minerals like lamproite as well, but they typically grow within kimberlite pipes. I was going to draw you a picture. Let me draw you a picture. You know, I like to draw a picture every now and again. I've drawn a picture for ages, actually. Here is how diamonds grow. So diamonds grow deep within the earth. So here's the earth and here's the core, and they grow really deep under here. But they actually grow typically within kimberlite pipes. So here is the pipe here, and it's a conical shape like this, and the diamonds grow in here at the base of the pipe, sometimes slightly higher up the pipe. And when they mine them, they have to mine down and then across into the kimberlite pipe to get the diamonds out. Now, interestingly to me, maybe not to everybody, this tends to become a lake because you're looking at a very vast area there. So if you watch Ice Road Truckers, that is a series of kimberlite pipes in Canada that have become iced lakes that they drive over to get to the mines, to get to what they're now calling the De Beers mines on the other side. And then they start to mine down further and further and further until it's not cost effective to do so. So that is, but this host rock here where the diamonds live, this is kimberlite, and that's it here. It's not as pretty as a diamond. So, but you know, you wanted it to be really sparkly, didn't you? But no, it is a black mineral that's not as pretty as a diamond, but in there could be a diamond, so that is quite exciting. And you do get these high lustrous pieces that tease you with a little fleck of sparkle, and you think, oh, there could be one. So Polly's getting them out now and inspecting them. I think they would have noticed before they sold it to me.
I reckon so.
But that is your kimberlite. These so chunky pieces are £14.50. These ones are from South Africa. So remember that the kimberlite pipes are where the diamonds are hosted, which means that they are found all over the world, because the diamonds will be hosted all over the world in very similar geological conditions. So that's how they sort of originally started to find the diamond mines, would be that they would look for a similar geological, it's how they still do, I'm sure. They look for similar geological conditions to the ones where they know the diamonds are. So they're looking for the top of the kimberlite pipes. 17 MZ, £14.50 for your little bit of kimberlite. It's very exciting to a gemologist, and it might not be to anyone else.
Oh, it is.
Is it? That's look at that. Just never know. You never know. The diamond is coal that hasn't been stressed in its life. Don't get me started, Jill. A diamond is not coal, no. We're moving right off that topic before I go down that rant. Whoops, a daisy. There's one small kimberlite now, and no, didn't break, did it? No. So next up, nobody wanted my kimberlite. I'm disappointed. No. You're not all as excited as I am. Oh, this is so green. I can't believe the camera's not showing how. Look how green it is. This is dioptase. It's from the Congo. And gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. And what a fabulous, incredible green colour. Now, I have a confession. My least favourite gemstone. This is awful, isn't it? It's bringing out the worst in me, isn't it? This favourite gemstone. I do have a least favourite gemstone. Are you ready for the confession? It's emeralds. Now, nothing against an emerald. I just think that there are other green gemstones like this, which are much more beautiful than an emerald. So I just don't know how emerald got such an incredible status when you could switch it out for something like a dioptase, a green garnet. That's amazing. Green sapphires. But emeralds, it's just not for me.
It's all right. It's just not.
It's all right. You can't love them all. You know, that's how that works. Look at that. Emeralds are unlucky, Emma says. Yes, but that's just urban myth, Emma. So we can't. This is an incredible specimen. 18RH 5850. So you can see the beautiful formations there of the dioptase. That is stunning. And the Congo does bring out absolutely beautiful gemstones. Snap Marie, emeralds just leave me cold, and I'm a green type of person, Shane says. It's funny, most people have one that they're not the most excited by. Saying that, the inclusions in emerald are really cool, but not a lot of people sell the included ones. We do, but people want the free from included ones. And another dioptase, this one is larger, more host rock, but equally as exciting. This one is from Namibia, and you can see again all the gorgeous little crystals growing in here. Such a vivid colour, beautiful crystal formations, but a nice display piece there. 18RH has gone to James McDonald. Thank you very much. This one is 19PI 2450. I think I remember the big emerald specimen, Christine. I did. They were considered unlucky because they crack. That's the trouble with them. So emeralds are a very fragile material. And they are generally oiled. So I think what happens is that people wear them, they do the washing up, and they do everything they shouldn't do, and we tell you not to do with your emeralds on, and they crack and fall out of the jewelry. And I think that's why they're classed as unlucky. That would be my guess. The same with opals. They don't like chemicals. 19 pi, 24.50 for that one. Again, beautiful, beautiful, vivid, natural green that the earth makes. Awesome. Love it. Oh, it's another one. Another dioptase. Look at that. A piece of host rock with some lovely crystals on there. Beautiful. 20 FQ, £9.50 for that one. And we do this in jewelry, in cabs as well. Rough top for you to make into jewelry. 20 FQ, £9.50. No, nobody wants dioptase. Only me and you, James. Next up, one of my favourite gemstones. These are tourmalines. This is black tourmaline. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. And these are brilliant. These are brilliant, brilliant specimens. So the great thing about tourmaline is that it has really, really particular growth structure. I'll see if I can find it in my book for you. Just a second. It has a very visible crystal structure. So when you find the crystals, they're often in a very nice form. Let me just find tourmaline. I'm going to see if they've got a picture here of a much fancier one than these, of course. So this is its crystal system. It's trigonal crystal system. You can see it has a triangular formation, and then it has these terminations here. And in the book, you can see these beautiful crystals, of which I have held very many in absolutely astonishing crystals of tourmaline. So you can see here that we're going to look. This is a long crystal going this way, and then a twin coming this way. You can see lots of little tourmalines here in this host rock. And then again, you've got the termination. So if we just look at this one, you can see that the termination angles, so where it's come to the end of its growth, that is where it's terminated, are the same as the terminations on this one and on this one. And it has 3 terminations. So it has 3 that sit together on top of tourmaline crystal. This is quite interesting. I wonder if it's on orthoclase. Doesn't say. It's from Namibia, but that is a beautiful, beautiful specimen. I particularly like all these babies that are on here. 21AY, 44.50 for that one. 21AY. I saw some gold with quartz. Never seen that before. I got excited seeing them. Hubby wasn't impressed. That's, you should have left him at home, Christine. That's it. 21AY, 44.50. It's Jackie's favourite gemstone. Amazing, beautiful black tourmaline specimen. Great gemstone. Tourmaline is a great gemstone.
Thank you.
Next, we've got a lovely green tourmaline. Let's see if we can get some light through this one. It's stuck. I've got it stuck to the... This is a green tourmaline, also from Namibia. So you can see, just as in the book there, that's the white tag that's stuck. Sorry about that. Nearly. You can see it's got the triangular growth. It's then got, this is what we class as the C-axis from top to bottom in crystallography. So it has striations going parallel to the C-axis. This is an identifying feature. And this one is actually green. Let me see if I left my torch on. I did. So we're going to try and pass some light through it and see if it shows up. It does for me. Is it going to for you? Can you see that that's green? Not. Yes, I think you just about can. So, and again, this is a gemstone that changes color with direction. So it's actually going to be darker down the C-axis. You can't see that on this crystal. It doesn't have the clarity. You can see that it has a green body color in there. But a beautiful specimen of tourmaline. Really nice crystal specimen. This one is 22 RP and it is £29.50. Oh, but you know, we're discussing that at dinner. Christine went to the Albert Hall to watch the sumo wrestling.
Oh.
That's why it was our conversation at dinner today. So my parents are there and we were all chatting about that. 22 RP 29.50. Any gem with bits in, says Jackie. Not a technical term. No, they're not generally known as bits.
Yeah, you don't need
22
technical
RP.
terms.
You don't always have to be
Just
technical.
just pretty
Absolutely.
things.
Pretty sparkly things. Right, next up we have got Vesuvianite. Vesuvianite from Canada. Wow. Look at that. Gorgeous specimens there. Look at the quality of those. Vesuvianite comes in a variety of colours. It goes from green through to brown, so it can change its colours. That's a very nice specimen. This is definitely a collector's specimen. I don't know what the host rock is here. It's very smooth. Look at that. That's a beauty. Vesuvianite 23 HM, £52. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour, isn't it? What a stunning specimen. It says it's from the Jeffrey Mine in Canada. Lovely. I've got some more, I think, here. Next, we've got another without the host. Just solid Vesuvianite. Let's look for those crystal formations. 22 RP has gone to James McDonald. Thank you, James. Look at that. Beautiful. Love that. Yes, very nice. This one is 24 AZ, £52. I like it. I went out mining in the UK once with a geologist, and we met some other guys mining who were microgeologists or something, and they were collecting what looked like rock, and then but under microscope you were finding minute minerals, and they all collect these minute ones that you can't even see with your eye. Brilliant. Right. Yeah, no, it seems insane, but what is the point, Angela says? But they was, when you looked with your loop, they were so perfect, all these micro ones. Why are all the ones I like so expensive, Tracy says? I don't know, Tracy, you've just got really good taste. So this is a sapphire crystal. So sapphire is quite an interesting one gemologically as well, because although it grows in one crystal system, I'm going for hexagonal crystal system, but it could be trigonal, so let me just check because my brain's not that good. Beth should know. Beth, you should comment on the crystal system of corundum. Everyone should know that. Just a second. Corundum 82. You should have a follow along in your book, shouldn't we? So it is a trigonal. It grows in a hexagonal form, and it's a trigonal crystal system. They do it to confuse us. That's what they do. So this is a beautiful, beautiful crystal, and very typical of one of the habits of corundum. So corundum is the family in which sapphire and ruby live in. So those two materials are both classed as corundum, but ruby is red and sapphire is every color other than red, because red is ruby. So this is a sapphire crystal. Now sapphire and ruby, the corundum family, grow, I'll just get my pad out again, in two different shapes, although I'm sure it is in the book and you could have a proper technical picture, but no, you're not going to. You're going to have my drawing. So it grows with a hexagonal outline, so I don't know if you can see that. So it will always have a hexagonal outline, and then you get two typical shapes, and you might own one of these because we've sold you them in ruby. So you can get a hexagonal tabular shape like this, and when we've sold this to you, we did the big rubies in India, we had some on the other day. They often have the trigons, so I don't know if anyone's got one of those. I'm sure you have. They often come with the trigons. Then the other formation is where you can get your hexagonal shape like this, and then you actually get what we call a bipyramidal formation, which is what you're seeing here. So can you see that this is a pyramid, bipyramid? So it's got a top and a bottom like that. So it's not a perfect formation, but you can absolutely see that this is a bipyramidal formation of a corundum crystal. Proper Greeky stuff. Geeky, definitely. So there you are. So to me, that's amazing. So to Carl, just looks like a blue bit of rock.
No.
But to me, that's amazing. So this one is from Afghanistan, and that is a blue sapphire crystal, 25 DR for £28.50. I think it's beautiful little crystal. How clever that nature creates it like that. 25 DR, £28.50 for your sapphire crystal. What have we got next? I feel quite excited. Oh, another sapphire, yellow sapphire crystal. Now, this one is from Sri Lanka. Now, let's have a look. So, looks like maybe a shiny pebble. You can definitely see a hexagonal form. This would have been a bipyramid as well, I think. It's got a slight termination at the top there. And that is a yellow corundum. And that one is 26 UE. Now, this one has come from an alluvial deposit. It's like Geek Central tonight. What is an alluvial deposit? Polly says. Yes, she does. She says.
I'm curious. I just didn't say it out
loud. So an alluvial deposit is where the gemstones have travelled to get to the bottom. So they have been brought to the surface of, say, so they've grown deep within the earth, and then due to volcanic activity, they would have been brought to the surface of a mountain. And then when they get to the surface, as it rains, it creates little streams down the mountain, and eventually they gather, and at the bottom you get a river. Okay, so that's basic. So the little crystals will come to the top, and they'll start to travel down the streams, and eventually they go into the river at the bottom. And at the bottom, where it goes twisting and turning, then in those little corners, they will gather as the water puts them there. And that's where they pan for minerals. So you would go panning for gold. Well, you would have seen them panning because there's all television programs about it now. Again, there wasn't when I studied gemology. But so you can they'll pan for the minerals, and that's where they will find things like these alluvial sapphire crystals. So how do I know that that is an alluvial crystal, not a mined crystal where they've dug it out of the ground? Any idea?
I'm not sure.
Polly doesn't know, because why would you really? So it's the surface of the gemstone, you can see, is worn and slightly shiny. If you get the one I had out, is this another one? Just a second. This is a different one. This one is non-alluvial. This is another sapphire. Is this another sapphire? Yeah, another sapphire crystal. This is the next one coming up, and you can see that this one has a very definite shape, and it is quite shiny, but it's not the same finish as this one. So they have this rounded surface because they've traveled a long way, but you can actually see that the sapphire itself has a very high luster. So it really is a very high luster. And this looks like a very, very shiny pebble. So actually its surface is telling me that this has traveled. It is an alluvial crystal. This is from a mine, a hard mine crystal. So that's how I know that information. That one was 26 UE for your alluvial crystal, £19.50. Because it's smooth. Lots of people know the answer to this. Is the rounded surface worn away from all the travelling. And what they tend to find when they alluvially mine like that at the bottom is that they find a higher quality of material, because anything anything that's easily damaged, that's got lots of fractures in it, it will break up on the way. So they tend to find a very nice quality gemstone at the bottom by alluvial mining. Next, we've got a little yellow sapphire corundum crystal. It's cute, isn't it? This one is 27 QS at £19.50. And that is for your yellow. That's Sri Lankan as well. This one snuck out of the tanzanites, didn't it? So here we've got another rather enormous tanzanite crystal. Oh, look at this one. Sapphires are mined all over the world. They can be found all over the world, but those ones were from Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka is very, very it has a very nice sapphire, quality sapphire. So it's very popular for sapphire mining. Look at that tanzanite crystal. Look at the color change in the colors. That's a beauty, isn't it? Gorgeous inclusions in there. Very nice. This one's code is 28EJ, £115 for your tanzanite. I don't know how it fell out of sync with its friends, but I must have added it in at the last minute. That's it. Next up, we have got a topaz crystal. This is a beauty. This is a brilliant topaz crystal. Again, you're looking at the terminations. I bet if I look it up in the book, it will be that exact picture of that crystal. It will look like it's copy. Topaz. There you go. On the side here, so you're looking at this crystal here, looks like that crystal there. And again, it's to do with all the angles. Gorgeous. Very good. Very good for identifying this. Crystal system, this is orthorhombic. Very nice. That's a very nice crystal. This one is 29EQ. It is from Namibia. Lovely. Do like topaz. Next, oh, I've got another topaz.
Yes, thank you.
A slightly smaller topaz crystal there. Gorgeous luster as well, nice and shiny. Slightly yellow at the bottom. Looks a nice quality. It would. Ken had cut this, wouldn't he, Beth? 30 VF, 57. Beautiful topaz crystal.
More topaz.
Thank you. Topaz from a different location. This one is from Utah.
Ooh.
That's really interesting. Look at that. So a lovely natural brown with a twin. And another mineral growing on it. It's a nice crystal. This one is 31YB for $24.50. 31YB, $24.50. I take it Helen Cole is not watching this evening because I'm sure she would have something to say about that particular crystal. Next, we've got an imperial topaz crystal. So this is the most valuable of the topaz, and it is this gorgeous yellowy orange color. Look at that beauty. Beautiful. Hi, Marjorie. This one is from Brazil, and it is 32AN for an imperial topaz crystal. Such nice color, a honey color, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. Lovely crystal shape as well. Lovely striations. Very pretty. 32AN, £82. What have I got now? Ooh, spinel. I like spinel. Spinel is a gemstone that grows in the cubic crystal system, of which there are not very many gemstones in the cubic crystal system, so they're much, much easier to remember. So this is your blue spinel. Location is Afghanistan. And spinel is a kind of unsung gemstone in the UK, but actually it is extremely, extremely valuable in the rest of the world, particularly in Asia. So it's highly, highly valued in Asia. 32AN has gone to James McDonald, please. This one is 33VA for £14.50. But it's really, really sought after. Yeah, here in the UK, we don't value it it's not prized like it is there. That's 33VA. I've got a couple of these. I've got another one here. Gorgeous growth markings on there. Look at that. This one is 34YQ for £12. And then a little one, 35ID for £8.50. 34 has gone to Nigel Limming. And that was 35ID for the little one. These are nice as well.
So many minerals that I've never actually heard before.
No, well, there are lots
Yeah.
of the minerals. I mean, some minerals I've never heard of before either. So don't worry. So far, I'm good. But yes, they are tricky. There's so many of them. This is 35 has gone to Lisa McGreesh. Thank you. This is an azurite crystal. Now, azurite is a soft gemstone, and it's found in K2 jasper. You know, the grey material with the blue dots. This is the blue dots. To find it as an actual crystal like this is really unusual. It normally grows spherically inside the material that the K2 is, which is actually a type of granite. This is really, really blue, but it's not showing itself as blue at all. So let's put the torch on it. See if I can get it to go blue. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful colour. Look at that. It's also got this incredible seam over the top. That is a beautiful specimen. James says a photo of a red spinel in the Matrix was the gemstone that got him into gemstones and crystals. That is in the marble, in the white Matrix, James, because that's how it grows. Yes, absolutely gorgeous. This is that's a stunner, this one. It's from Mexico. It is 36WS for £58. Got an itchy face. Sorry, my hair's tickling me. 36WS for £58 for your azurite specimen. It's the little seam on the top that I particularly like. 36WS.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? Makes it extra special.
Thank you.
Then we've got the next one. This one is from Morocco. Another azurite crystal. Not as perfect as that one, but very, very blue. That's it. 37 VD for £42. And it, of course, grows alongside things like chrysocolla, because you get malacola and the other copper minerals. 37 VD. Then I've only got one of these. This is sugilite crystal. I know we've sold a lot of sugilite in the past, so I was lucky to come across this one. From South Africa, this is a lovely large piece of sugilite, which is naturally this purple colour. This one is 38GG, £34.50 for your sugilite rough. I'll just take it off the box so you can see it. It's quite a sizable piece. Such a nice colour, isn't it, sugilite?
Yeah.
We've sold it in cabs a few times, but it's a pricey one, very rare. 38GG, £34.50.
Thank you.
Now for your silver crystals,
Yes.
Polly. They are cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So this one is from Morocco. So this is natural silver in the Matrix, and that is how it grows. Look at that.
What's it growing
So
inside
pretty. So it's growing on top of, let me touch that. I don't know, a quartz material probably. I can't be sure, I'm afraid. Look at that though. It's so pretty. This one is 39AG for £52. Again, great if you've got a cabinet or you've got some way to display that. What a conversation piece. And with the price of silver today,
Yeah.
you should be refining it out. 39AG, £52. It is beautiful. There's this one at the bottom that I really like. Looks almost plant-like in its formation, doesn't it? 39 AG. Nearly dropped you. That's one. I think there's two, isn't there? This one as well. Next one.
It's crazy. I see so much silver, but you never think of it looking like that.
No, you see it as grain, do you?
Yeah, I just see it as grain and jewellery.
Yeah. And this is how it naturally grows.
Yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful. This one is 40 CP. And it is £29.50 for your silver specimen. It'd be great to tell a story, wouldn't it, of with your silver jewellery.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how it started life. Then what's next?
Cabinet of curiosity.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think everyone just needs a cabinet of
curiosity. Yeah, they do. We should set one up in the house. 40 CP has gone to Carol Wilson. Thank you, Carol.
I think Carol would love it. Next to his fishing
he'd
collection.
love it, wouldn't he? He'd bring his fishing gear in if I did that. This is Highlight, which is a fluorescent material from Namibia. I'm going to fluoresce it for you.
Ooh.
Woo! Look at that. Looks like it's glow in the dark, doesn't it? Look at that.
Imagine showing that to a child. They'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, it's madness.
Yeah. But
and that's the highlight.
Oh, it glows.
It does. It's very exciting. That's the coolest fluorescence. 41ZN for your highlight specimen. £34.50. That's a lovely large one. These are going to be tourmalines on the back. Black tourmaline crystals. 41ZN. It's really cool. And then I've got another one of those as well. Look at this one. So look at all of its formations. So this one's got the botryoidal formation, so bubble-like. It's and are you ready? Are you ready for the excitement of fluorescence? Wow! Look at that. Extremely cool. Isn't it? Oh, I love that. I'll put it down here and fluoresce it down here so you can see it. Ooh. And that's with the lights on. Yeah. This is 42 MA, 34.50. But that's a very large piece. Great to add to your collection. 42 MA. Now for your spodumene. This is kunzite, which is a form of spodumene. Look at that. It's a whopper. Beautiful, beautiful gemstone. Such a nice luster. Lovely growth. Again, I imagine it will be a very typical how it grows. Let me have a look in the book for spodumene. 114. Spodumene in a tabular form like this. I'm going to show you like this. So you can see that it has this side, it has this termination here, like these in my picture. Same with the same faces. That is really cool. Now kunzite doesn't only fluoresce, but it phosphoresces. So it fluoresces like that. And then when you turn the source of excitement off, so when you turn the torch off, it continues to fluoresce. Oh. That's very, very exciting. Yes. A bit like when I was a kid, the light bulb did it.
Oh yeah.
When you turn the light off, the bulb continued to glow. Yeah, that's the same phenomenon.
My grandparents still have them, and it's like you want to race to your bed before the light goes off.
Those were the days. This one is amazing. It's from Afghanistan, and it is £100, 43 RM. But that is an incredible specimen of kunzite, which is part of the spodumene family. It's really, really cool. Imagine digging that up. That'll make for a good day out. 43 RM. That's the only one on the Kunzite.
Thank you.
Thank you. We've got lapis. Look at this. Can you remember what gem the pendant was that fluoresced, which you showed the other day? That was highlight as well, Jackie. It was. This one is from Afghanistan. This is your lapis lazuli specimen. So you're used to seeing it in a great big form. So it grows as a massive, so a bit like a big bit of rock. But to actually have little crystals of lapis is very, very, very unusual. Look at that. And these little condensed patches. That's pretty, isn't it? Very pretty. This one is 44XA for £17.50 for your lapis specimen. I've got an emerald, have I? Yes, I have. Got an emerald specimen here. I feel like I've done it an injustice now. Poor little emerald, sorry. You can see it there living in its host rock. This one is from Brazil and it is 45QV for £14.50. Again, you could make a tree on here or something pretty on there, couldn't you? £14.50, 45QV for £14.50 for your emerald. So that is natural emerald in its host rock. It needs a bit of love. It needs some baby oil or something to make its colour pop. 45QV. Oh, this is nice. Wow. So this is an aquamarine specimen. This is a massive aquamarine specimen. So aquamarine, if we were to look that up in the book, it won't be far from here, I don't think. Yeah, here you are, precious beryls. There you go. So this one grows in the hexagonal system. And you can see it grows with hexagonal form and they grow as long, thin crystals. So it grows in a long, tall crystal like this. And you can see that when we look down the C axis, you will see the hexagonal formation. And you will also on a typical crystal, you'll find that you find striations going straight down there. And in aquamarine, you get inclusions that follow that growth pattern. So you quite commonly find long, thin inclusions within, not in this one. Well, you can see some. Look, I didn't bring my loop out with me today. I know it's on me today. I don't know where it is. Never mind. But you can see in there quite clearly. There's lots of inclusions going on. Look at that. That is one hell of a crystal, that is. A definite collector's piece. This one is from Pakistan and it is 46. Oh, I dropped it. Sorry. 46 HI and £360. Look at that whopper. That's a beautiful, beautiful specimen. The ultimate aquamarine, 46 HI. Desi, I don't know if you might be able to cut these, but I'm not 100% sure. It'd be best to ask Ken. These little ones. Let me just try and get it sticky off. Another aquamarine specimen here. So again, you can see it's going to have that hexagonal formation. You're going to get your striations and your inclusions running in line with that. Very cute. This one is 67ZW for £64.50. I've got a couple of these. Oh, I've got two of this code, haven't I? So you see on this on these two pictures, I've got the little flat faces added. This one has the same. So it's the long crystal form and then the flat faces as well. There's etchings on here. See if we can get those in focus. Oh, interesting. Oh, I might need my loop. If you wouldn't mind having a look, see if it's on my desk, Polly. But it might be in my bag if not.
Okay.
This is mica, golden mica growing on there. That's a beautiful specimen. This one is 48 AP for £39.50. And there are actually two of these, but they both have got the same termination. So there's two under that one code, 48 AP at £39.50. Thank you. Polly's found a loop. Let's see if I can show you. See if we can get those surface. No, I don't think I can get them any clearer than they already were. Oh, no, it doesn't want to focus on that because it's a little bit. They are quite interesting, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, 48 AP, 39.50.
Thank you.
Next up, we have got a peridot specimen. Cool, that's a big peridot. Peridot specimen, look at the colour of that. So although not the perfect formation in this, the size of this peridot specimen is quite unusual. It's hard to get hold of large peridots. This one is also from Pakistan. 49QF, £17.50. So that is a nice large sizable peridot. 49QF, £17.50. Next, we've got a large piece of blue john. Now, this is part of the fluorite family, which grows in the cubic system, and you can see some lovely cubes here. So you've got your cube formations here on the side. That is a very nice piece of blue john. Wow, look at the bottom. 49QF has gone to FK on YouTube, please. Look at that. 49, thank you. With all the little cubes there. And this is Blue John from Derbyshire. This one is 50 LS for 72.50. That's beautiful. So either way up, equally as beautiful. I think that's a very interesting formation at the back. But grows in the cubic system, and you can really see that there, can't you? 50 LS 72.50. Varisite? Yes, varisites next. Oh, look, varisites. So varisites sometimes cut into beads. You sometimes come across it. It's this gorgeous green colour. This one is from Utah in America. 51QH, £12.50. Nice speckles of varisite across there. 51QH, £12.50. And I've also got a slightly smaller varisite there. 52 FT for £6.50. Quite commonly dyed and then made in all different colours, varisite. Move a book out of the way. Next, we have got Herkimer quartz specimens. 52 has gone to Rachel Cube. Thank you very much. Herkimer quartz are quartz, usually double terminated quartz crystals. So you can see it's got two ends to it. That's what it means, doubly terminated. So very nice quartz specimens. They come from New York, from a mine in New York. So they're very specific location. Very, 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 very sought after. And carry a great premium, but they're very nice, I have to say. I do like them. Quite commonly called Herkimer diamonds. They're not a diamond, they are quartz. But because they look, I think because of the clarity of them and they look so shiny, they are commonly called Herkimer diamonds. This one is 53DM, is £115. That is a large specimen of Herkimer. It's a beauty, that one. 53DM. I've got a few different sizes for you. It's got some gorgeous little babies. Look. So sweet. 53DM, 115. Then I've got, I'd have to leave it on its box, I think. Now be careful when buying these because there is a copy that comes from Pakistan, which is not an official Herkimer. 54KI for £52. The next one. If you're a quartz collector, then you'll know the value of your Herkimers. That one is 54KI for 52. And then this one is a 55YV for £44. That's some sticky on there. Again, beautiful clarity, proper Herkimers. 55YV, £44. That's right. Then we've got a baby one, small but perfect. Look at that. Oh, aren't they nice? A little cluster. That one is 56HN for £29.50. Very nice. $57TC for £21.50. Some nice rainbows in this one. Very nice. You missed the spodumene, Christine. I'll bring it back at the end. 57TC, that's very cute, for £21.50. 56 has gone to Jackie Toth. Thank you. I've then got another dinky one. 58EX for £17.50. 58, is that the last? Oh, and that's all of your Herkimer's. Next up, we've got one of the rarest gemstones in the whole world. How very exciting. Yeah, let's clean my cloth. So these are Alexandrite specimens. This is part of the chrysoberyl family, and I'm going to show you this in my book because you have to understand. Alexandrite 98. Here it is. Oh, just hit myself in the face. That was clever. Alexandrite is part of the chrysoberyl family. It is from the orthorhombic crystal system, and it typically grows like this. It's like this is a perfect picture of it that you can see here in the picture. This is how it grows. These are really hard to find. They're like a collector's dream to find it in that particular habit, but that is how it typically forms. Now, it's a chrysoberyl that changes colour in lighting conditions, and it goes from red to green. So it goes green in daylight and red in a white light. Now, I can't find my torch that will make it change colour. You can see that today it is green, but unfortunately I don't have the torch. Let me check with the phone, but I don't think it's going to change colour with the phone. But you can see that this is actually part of one of those crystals. Look at that. So to me, that's really exciting. Not only is this one of the rarest gemstones, but actually you've got this incredible formation on it as well. It's amazing. And it will change from red to green. It is genuine Alexandrite. Now, I can't get it to change. You need the two different light sources, of which I don't have them here. The daylight was not good enough for me to get a video, unfortunately. But it is one of the rarest gem materials in the world, and one of the most valuable, highly, highly sought after. You don't come across it very often. This one is 59EC, and that is $74.50 for your Alexandrite specimen. Beautiful, beautiful specimen. If you are a collector, you will know how very, very rare that is. It's from Zimbabwe. Beautiful. Then I've got one even, if you could see the colour change, I know you'd all be much more amazed, but I'm sorry about that. Right, then I've got one more tiny one in Alexandrite. So if you just want to own one, I would highly recommend it. One of the rarest gemstones. This one is 60CZ and it's $34.50. Does not glow in the dark. No, it changes colour from one lighting condition to another. So from white light to yellow light, it will change from green to red, a clear change. 60CZ. Don't be fooled with the people who sell you chrysoberyl as Alexandrite because it's chrysoberyl. They think they can sell it as Alexandrite. It's not. It's got to change colour. Cheryl Savica is taking number 60. Thank you. That was an amazing find. You're not going to find Alexandrite again. That's that done. Box tick.
Go on.
This is another peridot specimen. Totally different form this time. A large piece, not all usable, but this is quite an interesting crystal at the end there. Orthorhombic system for your peridot. 61 KK 2950. 61 KK. Then we've got, this is very, very, very sweet. I'm going to guess at garnets. Yes, they are garnets. Little garnets. In anorthosite, it's not a mineral I've heard of, but those are little garnet crystals. These are very cute. This big piece, it's quite large, look, is just £9. 62 ZF from Norway, this material. 62 ZF for £9. Only the one crystal of Alexandrite left. Look at this fluorite. Oh, this is really cool. Look at the cubes. A colourless fluorite. You don't see this very often. And then it's got a mineral growing on top, which is making it this yellow colour. It's very interesting. This one is from England. It's from Coldstones Quarry in England. It's a stunner, isn't it? 63 NW, £12.50. What was the code for the first Alexandrite, please?
59XC.
59XC, James. That one. £74.50. 63 NW, £12.50. Gorgeous for a British fluorite specimen. All the lovely cubes. I'm loving that one. This one. Oh, if you watched the live we did with Alex a few weeks ago, look what I found. I found 63 has gone to Lisa McGreesh, the oil-filled quartz specimens. Look at that. So we had these in jewellery and we sold out of all of them. But now I've got them loose. Look at that. I think Jack Mack is thinking of the petroleum quartz. Ah, that's this one, the petroleum quartz pendants. Yes, maybe. This is the largest one. It is 64XM, 2450 for your oil-filled quartz. It's quite a large one. I do have a ruler here. It's not an oil. That's a very good question. They call it oil-filled quartz or petroleum-filled quartz. It's about 4 centimeters, that one. 64XM for 2450. I presume it is some sort of oil, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. That one's gone to Jane Ridge. Thank you very much. I've got a small collection of these, but as you know, if you watch that live, we're lucky to have them. Look at this. Gorgeous inclusions. And there you've got your fluorescing patches. It's really cool. One little oil patch there. This one is 26DJ. So it has trapped inside some liquid which fluoresces, which they are calling oil. But as I said, it's sometimes called petroleum. So I'm not sure what the composition of it is, but it fluoresces under ultraviolet. It's really quite unusual to get hold of. 65DJ 2650. There's one that fluoresces yellow like this, and there's also a blue fluorescent one as well in the market that you sometimes come across. But we snap it up when we see it because it sells so well, because it's just amazing. This one is 66YT for 2150. Look, oh, it's brilliant. Really cool. 66YT for 2150, and quite sizable pieces, and you can make them into jewelry. Be inspired.
Ooh.
This one is 71WW for 2150. Yes. We just love it. Love it, love it. There's no live tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I'm in a meeting at the assay office, so I'm not in tomorrow morning. 66 is gone to Helen Bromfield. 67 WW for 21.50.
Yes.
Oh, that's all of them. Oh no, I don't want it to end.
I can try and get
Right.
one last sell out though.
Yes, we're going to do 71 has gone to Helen Bromfield as well. Thank you, Helen. I've got a few of the first one that we played was the little topaz crystals. Look, they're so cute. Oh dear, we've got a couple of these left. One RV for £8.50. Now I do have, 71 WW. 67 on the card. What's he talking about? Sorry, 71.
67 was the oil fill quartz specimen. The last one.
67. Helen's changed it. 67 WW. Thank you. You confused me and Angela there for a second, Helen. So one RV is the little topaz specimens. How many do we have left? Six, was it? 5.
4.
Oh, 2 now.
Oh wow.
One RV, £8.50 for the baby topaz crystals. They were from Mexico. And they're just so cute. One RV, one to Lisa McGreesh. They are so sweet. They do like a little hedgehog. One RV. Last one, people. Come on. You've got to get one. They're so cute.
Can't leave you with one.
No, you can't. Well, you can because I quite like them. Right, okay. So, what's... Holly's got things to show us.
Marjorie Daly. I read that thinking
That's
that you'll
the
read
Alexandrite. Is the Alexandrite still available? 59XC.
Oh, it might not be.
74.50. Is this one still available? At least. This one is the right one. Well done.
Oh, okay.
That one's not there. Another one for FK on the one RVs, please. Thank you. Right. Okay. So the other thing that I found before I came out, let's take that round before it makes you go dizzy. The what again? Oh, the spodumene. Kunzite. It's that big pink one at the back.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you. Christine, that was right. Christine wanted to see the spodumene. It's a whopper though, Christine. Look at that. Gorgeous rainbow there, look. Wow. So the other thing that I had to show you, I hadn't decided we were going to do it or not, is that the baby pendants that we sell when we're with Alex. I've actually got a bag full of them here, and the price of these is going up dramatically because the price of silver has gone up so dramatically. So I thought we might just do really quickly if anyone wants to grab them, because the price of jewelry is going to have to go up because of the silver prices. I thought we could just do them and see if anyone wants one at a really good price before they go up. Christine, sorry, the code for that amazing spodumene crystal, which is like one I've never seen before, is 43RM. So I don't really know how. Well, I'm not prepared for this at all. So everyone's like, yes, please do it. So I don't quite know. We don't have any stickers. So I think the best thing to do is I'm going to line them on here and I'm going to ABCD them. And we will show 5 at a time and you bid and we'll put your names on the packets. But you need some stickers. Have you got any stickers there, Polly? See it there under that light.
Indeed, I do.
Right, so that, but do you have enough to write people's names? Sorry, we weren't organised. Christine's going to take the 43RM. Thank you. A
bunch of different ones.
Let's do EF. So can I probably get 4 in the camera? Let me just line it up for you for a second. Right. Just mini gemstone pendants, please. That's what we call them. Right. I'm just putting the stickers down so that you've got rows, and then we're just going to go as quick as we can. We don't normally take them out of the packets or anything. I'm just giving you that opportunity because I happen to have them here in a bag. So I'm going to do them as cheaply as I can. I don't think they're going to be as cheap as they used to be because that's it. The Alexandrite for Jill, please. Congratulations, Jill. That's quite a claim. We're going to do them at, I should be doing them at 1950. I'm going to do them at 1750. Don't tell him if he asks.
It's our little secret.
That might be the end of our friendship. So, right, and I'm going to put one in front of, no, it's not going to leave enough space, just a minute, each one. And we're going to go quickly, guys. So how it's going to work is I will put them in front of here. I can't guarantee what the gemstones are. You have to just go fast. The light is absolutely appalling on these, isn't it? That's not useful. Rubbish. I'm going to you're going to document mini pendant and a name, and I'm going to write the name, but I do need lots of stickers, Polly.
Yeah, car.
So you have lots of blank stickers there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it. So you're just writing the name. They're all going to be, right, Polly's got backup stickers. I've got some stickers here. That's off. We know how mad this can go, so I apologise in advance. I don't know. I can't guarantee what they are because sometimes it's hard to tell. That's actually green. Let's put that there. That's A. You don't normally do it like this. Look at that. I think that's likely to be topaz. B. A little calcite probably. C. So they're all sterling silver. I need to show the dealer's notice, which is here. Thank you very much. Ta-da! There you are. That's my dealer's notice. That's labradorite. Then that's dendritic agate. And this one is possibly aquamarine, but I can't guarantee it. So whichever one you want, you write down. Rachel Cube has gone for B. And they are, what did I say, 1750 each. And they're going to have to go up. It's just impossible to even make them now at the prices the silver's gone. So we're doing our very best. This one I think is Mookite. That's now going to go into B. Oh, Mookite. C. F has gone to Katrina. Do we normally pluck them out, don't we? That one, thank you. We've got, not sure what that one is. That one is F. Okay, I'm going to let you all look at those a second. If you pass me the bag, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it a better way. That's probably the best.
Yeah, I was just trying to.
I've just not got enough space. That's the problem. Let's get into it. How do we normally do it, guys? I normally 59XC. I think it's gone, James. Is it gone, Angela? It's already sold. Sorry. Right. Okay. So that's pink calcite, a manganese calcite. This one is, I think it's bloodstone. It's B. Green kyanite is C. Flint is D. I think that's fluorite and matrix. It's quite hard to tell. And flint is F. Thank you, Jill. What I normally do is I read through and I find all the fun ones, don't I, out the bag. So let's try and do that.
Oh.
Yes. Anyone want those ones?
Yeah, I was just trying to keep a selection because I didn't know what I was looking at.
No, it's really difficult to do. Right. So let me do it that way. No, I'm going to move all those away then. They've all gone. So you're going to have to remember what you want. If you want it. Right, 1750. I've got white scholastite. The best thing to do, what I'm going to take these away. Normally we do it by gemstone. It's just come to me. If you want the scholastite, you type scholastite. So scholastite. That's plume agate. Trying to fish all the good ones out. Tiger's eye. And let's see what I can find here. It's garnet. in a matrix there. Labradorite. Flint. Tony Davis wants garnet. Can you write Tony Davis?
Yeah,
Thank you. I've got a pen. This one is, that's Tony's garnet, and stick it on that packet. I've got Flint here. That's pretty. The light's not very good, so sorry about that. Wasn't set up for this. Blue lace agate. What else have we got here? One of those, one of those. And these are all sterling silver, but there's so many different gems. I don't know what that is, but you can call it a green gemstone. It might be a man-made green gemstone. So just put green. This is the pink version. Carnelian. Blue lace has gone to Jackie Robson. It's Tiffany stone. Tiffany, you can type. Sorry, there's so many repeatable ones. Let's see, what's that one? That's pretty. That's another green. Tiffany, my first bidder, is Tony Davis. Thank you. That's another green one. Oh, that's so pretty. Serpentine, which is green like a bowenite. It's very pretty. Angelite. Of the carnelian. Nice and bright. What's that one? I think that's blue calcite and aquatine calcite, that one. Oops, daisy, whoopsie. Rose quartz marquee. We're nearly reaching the bottom of the bag, guys, so you've got to snap them up if you want them. I'll keep looking. That's not nice.
Picking out the best of the best.
I know. Cherry picking is stock. It's not good. Another blue lace. Blue lace there in an oval. Blue calcite has gone to Julie Watts. Another rose quartz there. Rose. Marquee, sorry, not rose. Oh, another Tiffany. Tiffany. It's yellow. I'm not sure if it's man-made, but it's pretty. Yellow. Another one of the greens. That's pretty as well. Tiffany has gone to Julie Watts. And then Stitchite. No, not that I can see. I'm looking for the Tiffany, everyone. I wish there was. It's a tiny peridot.
Oh,
So cute. Labradorite. Stitchite has gone to Tony Davis. Oh no, we're nearly done. Oh, that's nice. Merlinite or dendritic agate, whatever you want to call it. That's a nice one. And then another one of those serpentines, which is nice. I like that one. Serpentine. That's it. That's all of them, guys. We've rooted through before. Anyone want any of those? Let me know. Look, they're really cute. And these are Christmas giftable, under £20, £17.50 each. I know it's more than they used to be, but unfortunately that's not our fault. So can't do anything about that. Labradorites, they're right, nice. Bridget would like tiger's eye. Thank you, Bridget.
Bridget.
Bridget DeWalls. Do you
Oh.
want me to spell it? Brigitte.
Sorry.
BRI.
BRI.
GITTE space DE space WALS. Right, any more on those before I shut it all down? That's it. Lovely. Right. Next week, we are going to be doing an unboxing, but actually it's got a discount, which is very, very rare. So it's a mix of different unboxings. The rejects are coming out because everyone loves the rejects. They're coming out and we're doing the unboxing. And I feel like something special is happening, but I can't remember what it is. So make sure you tune in next week on Thursday. We've got Gemma live on Monday as well. I'm not available tomorrow, unfortunately, so there'll be no show tomorrow morning, but we will be back. It means waltz in English. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice name, Bridget. Yes, so I will be back on Thursday with quite an unusual live show. So make sure you join us on Thursday. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're a new customer, don't forget to direct message us with your email address. But if not, we will see you again soon. Cheerio. Thank you very much to Angela and thanks to Polly as well. Bye-bye, everyone.